They say one of the ways to tell the value of any culture is how they treat their dead. Okay. Hello, friends. This is Cold Run. Welcome back to a blind playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV's Dawntrail expansion, where we're here ready to start what's probably going to be my last thing I'm recording pre 7.2, whenever that comes out. This is the Alliance raid. This is the 11 Alliance raid. I have played 11 quite a lot. It was a while ago, and I was doing it as a Let's Play, but as a written Let's Play. If you're interested, I'll put the link to that blog I had way back when, down in the comments or description or something. Anyway, Hubago Messenger, an otherworldly encounter. The Hubago Messenger is looking for a well-traveled adventurer. I got my little black kitten mount here, and I got a cat on my lap whose fur is lofting right into my friggin' face. Say, aren't you Kakushu? That certainly saves me a lot of trouble. I was asked to find you on behalf of Milal Jah. Curious happenings abound in Mamuk of late, and we thought one with your worldly experience may be able to help us make sense of things. So I don't know how this is going to be related to 11. If it's going to be like a near thing where they actually cross over the worlds from 11 and 14, or if it's going to be like the patch stuff with 4 where like they adapt the 4 stuff into a 14 setting purely, but there's no cross-dimensional stuff. I'm guessing it's a crossover of some sort because they're mentioning like someone from another world is here. And I'm pretty sure Prishy is involved in this. That's the thing I know. I think I've seen a picture of Prishy like at some point. If you have the time and inclination to aid us, she awaits you in Mamuk. Find her west of the plaza. Okay, by the two-headed statue. Thank you for coming. Truth be told, I was unsure if I was right to call on you, but the troubles we now face cannot be overcome with our strength alone. It all began when we found a fallen traveler in the Skydeep cenote. For a mercy, his wounds were not life-threatening. I really was expecting it to be her wounds. I thought Prishy was going to be the entry point here. His kind are not a common sight in these lands, tall and slender of build with pointed ears. He has yet to awaken, but he speaks in his sleep of strange things that make little sense to us. Of grinding and relentless need for experience and poorly designed quests. They weren't poorly designed, it was just an older style, a much older style. It was our hope that you might recognize something in his ramblings, or perhaps even jog his memory once he regains consciousness. Might you be willing to speak with him? He's probably also, if he's alone, he's probably scared, because being solo in the world of 11 was not a pleasant prospect. Maybe he will trust me. The traveler stirs. You'll notice I'm playing one-handed, because right now I am scratching my cat in the ear with the best I can muster, but it's relentless. Very good, if you'd be so kind as to bring him here. Yeah, this is, I think they were just called elves, right? Or there's the Elazar or something. And this is probably from Jeuno. Was Jeuno was the elfy place. I was in Bastok. I think I was a dragoon out of Bastok. We're glad to see you awaken in good health besides. May I ask your name, traveler? My name, Sorry, I cannot remember. But it's been years since I played 11, so I remember some of the main characters. I don't remember a lot about it. Like, I remember the broad strokes of a lot of the different expansions I played through. It would seem the fall has affected his memory. In any case, his presence here is a complete mystery to us. His armor, the only hint as to from whence he came. Does anything about him strike you as out of the ordinary? There's no, label. Ow. There's no labels on them. There's no, like, icons. A lot of filigree, but... Alright, dude. Okay. Not much different from any other Elezen I've met, or would that be Eldite? What is Eldite? Was Eldite the... that's not familiar. Was that what they called the elves there? No, I don't think so. Elezen, Eldite? That's not quite right. Ah! Elvon, right, Elvon. Elvon Adventurer. I was Elvon too. I don't know. An Elvon Dragoon at a Bastock. With my little dragon pet. My Dragonette pet. That was the one thing that was that 11 had over 14, was that Dragoons got little dragon pets. And you're Mamul Jah. Could it be I've come to Mamook? You're looking for Mamook? What? Wait, if I'm in Mamook, I must have been... Hold on. I'm Googling 11 Mamook. Mamook was... The Mamul Jah were a race in Treasures of Urt-Urgan, and Mamook was the capital. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. I had zero memory of that, again, unsurprisingly. To so readily believe us enemies, perhaps he comes from a land unfamiliar with our customs across the salt. I'm not so sure. I mean, sure, he could be from Eorzea? We just know for certain. Zarel Jah. Malal Jah, we must gather our strongest fighters at once. Why? What happened? Galul Jah's shade has returned. It's been sighted near Gokdrak Descent. Bakul Jah has engaged the apparition, but I fear the worst. What? The Vow of Resolve's companion from the Feet of Brotherhood. The Vow of Resolve's companion from the Feet of Brotherhood. I suspect you would understand the gray... Oh, you're talking to me. You're like... I thought you were warning me about the Vow of Resolve's companion here. Yeah, I know what's up. In recent days, the late Dawn Servant's shade has been seen wandering the woods of Yoktel. I have reason to believe it was invoked in like manner to the one used in the Feet. Why? Only a privileged few in Bunawa should be privy to the knowledge required to perform the rite. The culprit will be found in time, but we've a more pressing matter at hand now. Inform the Landsguard to get reinforcements. I'm glad Bakul Jah is... I wonder if he's going to be a prime NPC in this quest, like a prime ally in this Alliance raid. The Dawn Serpent's shade. I fear he may not hold out until the guard assembles. I'm loath to ask for such a favor, but would you aid Bakul Jah in this battle? Heck yes. He has become a bro, and I'm eager, because most of his bro time I have not really spent with him. I've only seen his broingness from a distance. I'm in your debt. Gokdrak Descent is to the west of here. Please go and help my son. Galul Jah. For all I know, he could have been a raid target in, like, Mamook. I don't know. So you saw that weapon. Are you considering, like, trying to steal it and attack? That could be. Gwa! Boah! He's holding out as best he can, but... Is this really going to be the spirit, or is this going to be It's got to be, because you'd know it. Doesn't look very phantasmal. Shade of Resolve, I guess it is. Pathetic. And you dare call yourselves blessed siblings? Bakul Jaja the Mighty. Not bad. You might actually prove a challenge. The Mystic. If you've come to help, best stay on your guard. He's not alone. What do you mean he's not alone? There's the Prishy. Prishy is a scarier prospect to fight than any blessed sibling. What's with the boxing gloves? The cartoonish boxing gloves? Rambunctious youth. What's this? Another monster in need of slaying? Don't worry, I'll send them packing. The violent little Prishy. Nullifying dropkick! Armor-clad wanderer, no you don't. I mean, the elven guy is probably just... I mean, I'm sure he's someone I'm supposed to... he's probably someone I'm supposed to know, but if he is, I mean, he doesn't stand out. Prishy is iconic. Armor-clad elf guy is not. He wasn't to me, at least, apparently. Not bad, not bad at all. It'll take more than a couple of Taurai to stop me. Taurai? Are you daft, girl? You can't speak. You can speak. A shame you don't seem to have any manners. The name's Prishy. You do well to remember it. Prishy. Yeah, unsurprising that she would see him, like, grabbing his head as a headache and just going for the kill. Prishy was never really one for restraint. Huh, looks like I win. She's seeing them as Taurus enemies, as just mobs. Is she enchanted, bewitched? One Taurus down, one to go. Hope you're ready. Prishy is basically like, she has big shonen vibes. At ease, Prishy. We've seen to our task. Come. So this is... I don't know what's going on here. Someone is doing illusion stuff. Whatever you say, Olmia. Olmia? Like Ultima? Again, I will take any 11 related spoilers. Like anything from there is fair game. Someone's a character from there. I'm sure I've met them. I just don't remember the game that well. Again, beyond the broad strokes. Olmia, what's she talking about? Like, even this is probably a thing from 11. Like, was that, like, a home point or something? Wait, please don't go. Prishy, please don't go. I remember really liking the a lot of things I remember in general. Like, I love the Tonberry stuff. I love the Tonberry stuff. I love the, what was it? The stuff with the dancer and her, like, alter ego, evil lord succubus woman. I love that part. I don't remember why, but I remember I really enjoyed it. I have fond memories of it. Fond feelings towards it, because the memories are clearly not there. Lion, I friggin' loved. Sid's daughter. A lot of great stuff there. I'm guessing word of the Dawn Servant's shade is what brought you here. I don't know what that girl has to do with all this, but she's clearly aligned with whoever summoned them. The way remains open, though there's no telling where it leads. Even so, they cannot be allowed to return. We have a duty to protect this forest. Look how far Bakul Jaja has come. And I'll not see it torn apart by some two-headed imposter. Let's hurry after them, brother. Let's hurry after them, brother. Watch over that one, won't you? I'm coming, right? Am I not coming? Prishy, what's happened to you? Was this guy like Prishy's protector or something? Let me in. Let me go in. Armor-clad wanderer. Test, by the way. Just testing. Testing the audio. Test. Sorry, just testing audio. Everything's still hazy, but I recall fighting alongside that girl. We were comrades in arms, I think. But something was clearly wrong with her. She not only mistook me for a monster, but she called her two-headed companion Ulmia. The Ulmia I know is an elven woman, far cry from the reptilian fiend we encountered. Again, I'm Googling this because I know it's in my head somewhere. I know it, I just forgot it. I have the FF11 wiki open, so I only don't get spoiled for the other stuff. So it looks like she was a core support character during the Chains of Prometheus stuff, to Prishy. Yeah, the Ulmia I know is an elven woman, a far cry from the reptilian fiend we encountered. So it's got to be someone who's bringing the illusion of Galul Jaja to us and presenting the illusion of Ulmia to Prishy. Something dark has clouded her mind. I'll go after Prishy. You'd put yourself in harm's way for my sake? Thank you. Not for your sake, for Prishy. I'm really interested in Prishy. She's great. I don't know what's with the cartoonishly large boxing gloves, though. That's a bit of a weird choice. I thought she was just a regular puncher. I recognize that look. The eyes of a woman who's seen far more than their fair share of battle. Despite what Prishy has done, she was a dear friend to me, I'm fairly certain. I mean, probably. No telling what lies beyond that portal. Is this just gonna straight at open it up? It can't. I guess it is. Jeuno it is Jeuno. Jeuno the First Walk is now accessible. I was gonna say, this is very little lead up, which I'm okay with. I'm just surprised by. All right, let's try nothing. How much? I need another little bit of gear upgrades. Be right back. Through the power of cash, I have gotten my gear high enough, and now it looks like we have quite a little bit of a wait before this pops. Understandable. I was expecting a long wait. It's been about 1 minute. Okay, I'll take it. Why did that happen? Anyone who knows the ins and outs of the queuing system, why did it say expected time 16 minutes and then just boom? I'm a DPS. I know the DPS have an easier time with Alliance raids than others, but why did it expect 16 minutes and then suddenly change? I'll take it. Now, as always, I know nothing going into this raid. No, none of the mechanics, and so I expect to die quite a lot. Jeuno the First Walk. Juno's in rough shape here, isn't it? The First Walk. Are these raids all going to be Jeuno raids? That would be unlikely. Yeah, Jeuno was... again, was Jeuno the elven... like the super militaristic paladins everywhere type lawful good elven town? Goblin replica, what the hell? Yeah, this, you know what this place, what I think what this place reminds me of? I never did much of this content, but there was all the dream stuff. There was the the whole Diabolos like dream content, like the alternate messed up nightmare versions of different zones.
Careful. That girl is stronger than she looks.
First fight is a prishy fight. Brandeis, yeah, this very much looks like the nightmare version of something.
How about we start with a big fat knuckle sandwich?
I never pictured her Banishga. I never pictured her voice as British, but she does have that and the prishy energy.
Here we go!
Knuckle sandwich, prishy raised to strike. What?
Wait for it!
So she's gonna go there and do... Wait. That was a weird...
You've got?
That's a... What? Hold on.
Wait for it! Wait for it!
How do we know where we're going? How do we know... Is it how many wait for it she gives? Like 1, then 2, then 3? No idea. No idea how to tell which is the right one. That's the Prishy I know.
Altana, give me strength! By the light of the dawn!
So they were two things that blasted out from wherever she dropped them.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Crystalline thorns, so I assume it's just death in those places?
Wait for it.
Oh, this is me. Shit.
Wait for it.
No idea. Am I going to the far end, the purple?
Auroral uppercut.
No, I went to the middle one. How did I know what I was getting? How did I know whether I was going to get middle,
Behold,
near, or far?
The blessed power of Altana.
Light swells. Did I have a color attached to me? So that's going to burst? Okay. So this is an old mechanic, but it's a very new way to present it.
Still kicking? 'Cause so am I.
Crystalline
You ready
thorns.
for this? Wait for it.
What's my color?
Wait for it.
What's my color? What do I do? I have no idea what's going on. Am I purple?
Auroral uppercut.
I guess I was purple that time. How did I just guessed 1 in 3 chance. How did I know it was purple? Maybe I have to look at her. Maybe she turns purple or something. There's some signal I'm not seeing that I'm sure will be obvious on hindsight. All right, what's going first?
Wait for it.
I do not understand this fight in the least. Not even a little bit. Everyone's saying this. I don't know why. Sure. We can at least get out here. Because that I understand. I understand one thing. Or not. I don't know. I got hit by something. I just died somehow.
Just working up an appetite. Wait for it.
Wait for what?
Wait for it.
Oh gosh, this is enraging. This is so frustrating. I don't know, maybe I'm orange this time. Who knows?
Open your eyes.
Nope, I'm purple. Gotcha. I just have no idea. I'm trying to open my eyes. I really am.
You can't stop the flood of mortal existence. Ouch! That was a good one.
Again, I'm sure it's super obvious. I'm sure it's super obvious. It's just this is how first raids go for me. How they often go on the Alliance raids.
This This wasn't how it was supposed to go.
All right, Rip Pritchie.
I've a bone to pick with this one. But first... the only way out is forward.
So are we staying in Nightmare Jeuno?
Forest, huh?
Right, so Jeuno, the first walk, so it's going to be, what's the forest city?
Go.
Oh.
We'll look after the girl.
The Boyada tree. I do not remember this one.
What is that? Is some kind of Tural Vitral?
On one hand, I appreciate the idea of a full-on 11 raid. On the other hand, I wanted to we'll see. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical because I don't like raids that that are far worse in experience for people who are unfamiliar with the content it's referring to. I know this music is, boy, this music feels very 11. And that stuff I'm fine with. It's as long as they go beyond the don't you remember this thing.
Something big.
You got a dragon.
A dragon? But surely it's no match for you.
Fafnir the Forgotten. Fafnir Dono. What was the... Fafnir and Dragon Maid is the best Fafnir. Yeah, like, I don't recognize this music from a particular thing in 11, but it feels more 11 than any music. Raises its tail. Offensive posture. Let me not get to its tail. It's wagging its tail. It's a big 3/4 burst. Wait, offensive posture? Why is everyone near the face? I'm gonna... Oh, okay. So it's a get in. The mouth is get in. They're tutorializing it, which I always love. This is the feed I have to... Oh, we have to get out. Oh, there's room. Darters gather in the area. Just some ads. It's funny, if I'm being honest, you know what, this music doesn't remind me of 14, it reminds me of EverQuest, which is very, I mean, it was the 14 of its time. It was like the same generation as 14. It reminds me of, right, sorry, of, why did I die? What did I do wrong? I don't know. It reminds me of like the 11 stuff. Sorry, of EverQuest rather than 11. I know they were the same generation, but EverQuest was the one I spent far more time in. Absolute terror. I don't think I want to be in front of you. Oh, okay. So that's a line attack. Defensive posture. This is what? This is... Get in. This is get in. This is get in. The face is get in. Where do we get at? Oh, shit. How did they know that that was going to be where the get out was going to come from? How did they know that the space was going to clear from the back half? No idea. Yeah, that's... I go into these raids knowing that I'm going to end up confused. I think Hurricane Wing is get to the middle, right? No, I guess not. This is something else. Just a big AoE thing. Okay. Well fought. Thank you, Bakul.
Teleportation magic. Oh, brace yourselves.
We're going. We're going somewhere.
Aye, so where are we now? And what are these floating ruins?
Is this the place where we fought the Warriors of Darkness? In 11, I mean. This feels very, very familiar, but it's all just off for me. This feels like the place where we fought the Warriors of Darkness. Even without... I'm trying to think from the perspective of someone who has no interest in 11. How this would be received.
That big tower.
And I think it's probably pretty good. Like, just on the visual aesthetics thing, this place is just cool, but we'll see. It's still very early. It's still very early. This is a new mechanic. Is this like an anti-stack marker? Oh no, it's a pull-in. It's a suck-in. It's a... okay. Another transporter, where to? Blue. There's all these different symbols here teleporting us to different parts. Laloth Amphitheater. It's just... it's...
5 of them?
It was the Warriors of Darkness.
This should be interesting.
Ah, I feel so... my memory is not that bad. My memory is pretty bad. The Archangels. Right, and the gear we've been picking up is Archangel gear. Are we killing the Lalafell first, or the... what were they called? Shit, what were they... what was the friggin' not Lalafells called? The ones with the button noses.
By the rage that controls you.
What are we killing? Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, let's see, what does B mean? B means fated hero dueling in a decisive battle. So I had to go for B. I saw Y, I thought someone else marked it, but of course they didn't. So I had to go for Archangel Gux.
You shall be consumed by the cowardice that binds you.
Galka! Tarutaru Galka, these are their races. The TT is the Tarutaru, GK is Galka, MR is Cat Girl.
You shall be twisted by the envy that drives you.
Alright, I'm going for you. Run! Yeah, let's not get out of that.
Rage cleaves.
I don't know where I'm supposed to be standing here. I'll just stand here. I think as long as we're relatively evenly split, it's okay.
Cowardice dismembers.
There, I've raised someone. I have begun to return the favor. Oh god, get behind him, get behind him! I don't know if I'm always supposed to be hitting the Galka, or if there's a penalty for hitting the others. I don't think there is, probably. Alright, so they're gone.
You shall be smothered by the arrogance that consumes you.
Okay. We're getting ready to run. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Are we supposed to hug? No, we're not supposed to hug. I thought it was tethered to another player. I didn't see it was a, I thought it was another player and they didn't want me running away from them. I have learned now. I'm going to enjoy coming back to this raid. It's just the first time is just dying to stuff. And I can't care about, like, how annoyed other people must be, because,
by the apathy that plagues.
you know, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And if I face someone, if I'm in a raid with someone who's new, I'm expecting them to die and I'm not mad at them. So I'm gonna assume that they are not mad at me, or if they are mad at me, then they really shouldn't be, and that's on them. And do we have to keep them about the similar health, I wonder?
Envy and ghosts!
Alright, so this is okay. Oh shit, I went too early. And only through the power of luck did I not get hit by that. Okay. I guess I'll AoE. I don't know if we're supposed to be single targeting here. Ah! Run! All right, everyone's going this way. I will join them here too.
You shall be consumed by
Why are we here? This seems like a bad idea.
You.
I was wondering why we're standing on the line. Okay, we were not supposed to be standing on the line. That's what I get when I try to follow people. No, just do my best, and when I die, I die. Don't. That feels like a worse death. That's a death that feels bad.
Arrogance defiles.
My cat has not stopped yelling. He really wants pets, but I am doing 11 stuff here, buddy. All right, we're gonna wait. Right? Yeah, like now we go. Now this is safe.
Cowardice dismembers.
Ooh, we got it.
Well fought. Wuklamat chose her companions well.
She chose my companions well. I don't know if me being here is doing any help, but
Our next destination. No doubt a warm reception awaits us.
this is the Shadow Lord's place.
Let's go and have a look.
Why are we getting this blazing...
Why only you?
He got shut out. Why are we getting this blazing, like, tour? This whirlwind tour of the place. Of 11 stuff. So we're gonna get that the Galka and the Shadow Knight guy. This is the tour. The fact that we're not getting this as a coherent thing has to mean something. It has to mean this is just a nightmare blaze, like a torrent of nightmares thrown upon us. Kindred Raid Shadow Lord. Yeah, there's no context here. It's just there's the Shadow Lord.
Mortals, allow me to show you the depths of my hatred and your folly.
Okay, let's go.
I cannot die. Not until I have eradicated you and your kind from this world.
Giga Slash. Where are you Giga Slashing? Seems like a get in, right? I'm just standing right underneath him. Nope. Underneath him was wrong. Underneath him was only sort of wrong. So there were two separate Giga Slashes there. One...
Trembles before my might.
Umbra Slash, okay. Oh, shit! Get out! I don't know how I'm surviving this. I see the mechanic, I'm just barely surviving.
I will tear your flesh.
Giga Slash is... Alright, so I think we're starting here. I'm gonna follow the crowd on this one. I'm not seeing how you tell which is first or which is next. Which is gonna come back to bite me, because I know this is just the tutorial part. Palm of the hands maybe don't be in the... Oh, nope. I'm not seeing this. I'm just not seeing this.
Flames of hatred. Oh, how they burn. There will be naught left of man but smoke.
Oh, nope,
and
don't stand in
ash.
don't stay in the shadow. I stood in the shadow. Hatred spills forth from the Dark Sigils. Shit. So I don't want to be inside the Dark Sigils. Okay. Forth from the... So we want to be in the shadows because the things are going outward. Yes.
Let the fires ride and rage.
I do remember the Shadow Lord was not a bad guy. He was like kind of not he wasn't misunderstood baby, but
your demise shall portend the extinction
implosion.
of
Is it this way because it was in his one hand but not the other? I didn't see his left hand. There's so much going on. So I think we want to be here. Yeah.
The darkness within me shall devour you all! This insult, I will scour it away with your blood.
It just feels like we got dropped into a different game
Give
here.
up your painful
And again, that's the point.
strivings.
It's just weird.
Give in to the darkness of oblivion.
Everyone is standing here. What
Your
did...
funeral dirge has begun. Its mournful notes sing of your demise.
Do we have to do enough damage to... Oh, look at that phase
Wretched
change.
filth, return to the feculent soil that birthed you.
The feculent soil. Nice word. It just seems like big damage. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. I'm sure I was supposed to stand somewhere else. I just don't know. Giga / Nightfall. So there's shadows all over the place. I see the line in front of you. And then the second one is that way. I see it now. Now I see it. We have to get to his right side for the second half. Back for the first, right for the second. Like here, right? Yeah. Oh, shit! He did it! There was a third one.
Behold,
These poor healers.
the spate
Oh,
of
well.
my rage quenches the candle of your trivial existence.
I'm just gonna... I feel like as soon as I get up, I'm just gonna die. And now I didn't even get to... I don't know. I get what the mechanic is supposed to be. I just didn't see the actual things. Okay. So then he's doing it, and the orb is in his big orb is in his right hand. I did see that time. So that means it's always in the middle, but wherever the big orb is, that's where the big side is going.
Can your vaunted justice withstand the brunt of the deepest rancor and
Who is
wrath?
the dragon there? Who's that like Bahamut that keeps popping up? Is that a player thing? Yeah, how disconnected I feel from this raid, or anyone feels from this raid, has got to be part of the reason. Has got to be intention. 14 doesn't seem like they would just put in something. I hope they wouldn't put something in just to be like, don't you remember? I guess they did that with Nier, though. Well, Nier was my least favorite raid, though, so I don't know. Mechanically and visually, it was great. The story had no impact on me. Oh, we're up. We're alive. Dark Nebula. So we'll go here and then... Wait, what? No. Nah. Where are you going? This is a memorization thing. Shit. I think. Here, maybe? Yeah. And then maybe here. Yes! Alright. So we start here. No, we start here, apparently. Then there. Then back. All right, we somehow, again, we're doing okay. We're getting a raise out. We want to be, no, bad spot. There. I'm, okay, barely saw it. Noah Euchre. I am a Noah Euchre too, or grew up as a Noah Euchre. Yep, whoever got hit by me, sorry, there was nowhere else to run. All right.
The land trembles before my might.
Okay. Good. All right, watch for the next thing coming to me. I think it's this one coming, almost. Here is okay. Yeah, Giga / Nightfall. These are the ones I suck at. I suck at all of them, but I think we start here, then there. Here, his left, his back. His left, his back. Yes! I'm doing a thing.
Kneel before me!
Do
Your
mark.
demise shall portend the extinction of Altana's vile progeny!
What's Dumark? Oh, it puts Doom on everyone, of course. Good luck, healers. You got this. Oh, and I could help out, probably. I have heal. So here. Then his left. Then his back. Then his left. Then his back. We're doing it. Alright, how do we do this? Nightfall is this side. Then his right. Front right. Then his front left. Then his front right. No! Ah! I don't know. I really thought I saw it okay, and I was just wrong. I don't know if I just... Because I saw where they closed in, I thought I saw the open spots, and I just guessed wrong. Now you have to get to his left. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna have to do this again, because there's a lot of this I just saw for the first time and spent most of my time dead to. Well, that's the raid. That is a lot. I don't know what I think of it. I mean, it's hard to tell because it's so confusing. Not the mechanics. The mechanics are confusing, but I'll get used to that. I like the mechanics. I like the visuals. This was such a random mishmash. And the music is great. It's just... It's great because it's like old stuff. Because it's like, I remember... It gives a certain vibe. They say one of the ways to tell the value of any culture is how they treat their dead. Okay. No luck today, but we really didn't deserve it, so I am not unhappy about that. No luck on like the sheet music or the minion or anything. We will absolutely be back here. Now, tell me what the hell this is. Is Diabolos going to reveal himself to me? Is this the... What was that? What were those places called? Like the nightmare versions of the zones? I don't remember. Yeah, this is regular Jeuno. Was this Jeuno or was this Bast... No, this was... Was this Bastok or Jeuno? I guess this was Jeuno. Yeah, Bastok was the desert place. Yeah, so there's a reason her arms or she was covered in the cartoony gloves. Was it Nightmare Land? I don't know. I don't know. We'll wait. She's merely sleeping. It remains to be seen if she'll give us a fight when she awakes. She will always give you a fight. She stirs. She could be mad as hell if you don't put her down. You're gonna get like a punch right to both of your faces with the same fist. He tried to smile. A two-headed lizard tried to take a bite out of me, huh? I'm not gonna do British preachy. A scrawny thing like you would barely make a snack. Besides, we don't eat people. That you should lead with that. Sorry, I'm a little on edge. If you've no quarrel with us, we've none with you. We only wish to talk. Can they really be trusted? You tried to kill me before. But yes. But I know you were in dream fog or whatever. Who's in the background there? I should know better than to judge people based on their appearance. Did they do the whole, like, she's actually 800 years old thing with her? I don't remember. I don't remember if she's actually a youth. I don't think she's actually a kid, but maybe she is. I don't remember if they did the 800 years old thing with her. I feel like they did, but I could be mistaken. I'm Prishy, by the way. Nice to meet you. I just, quest-wise, it feels like you should set this up better than throwing... I get there's arguments to go either way, but I would rather they set Elvan Adventurer. You look sus. I get there's arguments both ways, just get you into it, but I would rather have setup so I know what I'm going into. But again, the chaos is the point, so I don't judge it too harshly. It's just a personal preference. Hume Adventurer, Elvan Adventurer... Orderly Shade. Auction House, any questions? In the past, Great Wealth. I'm sure these are like NPCs, like dialogues from NPCs that were there. The city's not all what it should be. Ah, what I wouldn't give for a drink right about now. Monstaris recorded it yet. I almost don't want, like, it... I don't know, it's like a little off... I don't know why I react so badly to things where they expect me to have done other stuff first, like outside the game. Even if it's stuff I've done, I'm sure it's fine. Oh, this is how you use the tattered sheet music. Look at that! What a great way to do it. Battle theme from 11, Castle's Val, Shadow Lord Orchestra. That's a lot of orchestration rolls. Holy Lord. That's going to keep people coming back to this for a while. Neptune's Spire. It's, God, this place gives such a strong memory. I just don't remember the details. Diminutive Shade. Cholulu, Divining, 5 cards. Again, reference to this stuff that just I don't know. Anyway. There's much of this we don't understand. Boy, got that right. But what we do understand is that the battle is won, for now at least. Because especially the way I played 11 was going through the story piece by piece. Like, it wasn't a world I lived in for a while. It wasn't a world where I, like, did dailies, and not dailies, but it did, you know, it wasn't a world where I just kind of did the end game content in one expansion and got used to everyone and saw the NPCs, and then a year later did the next expansion. That was, I know some of the, yeah, so it's a different experience I might have than people with real nostalgia for it. What would have been otherwise been a struggle proved a decisive victory against the Dawn Servant's Shade and the rest of those fiends. That is to say, thank you for your help, Kakushu. Was that so hard? No, it actually wasn't. He did well there. It all began with a stone. Prishy is almost definitely probably certain you were standing in Jeuno. And, like, maybe this is just because I remember Prishy, but I feel like Prishy stands on her own better than some of this stuff. Maybe not. Probably not. Wasn't there an 11 crossover quest, like just a holiday, like event, one-time event thing, where Prishy was part of it? What were your names again? Kukushu and Bakul Jaja, right? A Tarutaro. You are a Tarutaro, aren't you? I'd expect you to be shorter. Oh, are Lalafel's taller than Tarutaros? We also don't have the creepy doll noses that the Tarutaros have. If you're done with the small talk, would you mind explaining why you attacked us? What in the world are you talking about? So she really was... No, she wouldn't... Don't play the... I was thinking, does she not remember attacking, or does she not remember us? Probably she remembers attacking, but it was a Taurus. Don't play the fool with us. You were spouting nonsense about us being Taurai and nearly killed a man on your rampage. Well, I do recall fighting Taurai not long ago to protect Ulmia. Ulmia? A friend of hers, you say? That's all well and good, but she was addressing Galul Jaja's shade with that name. Yeah, it wasn't really the shade. The incantations needed to summon it are said to be based on a much older magic, one capable of clouding people's minds. If our enemy is skilled enough to summon Galul Jaja, it stands to reason such tricks are not beyond them. Was it really Galul Jaja they summoned? Meeting young Prishy here was likely tricked into believing the shade was that Ulmia person. So it was all an illusion then. It's starting to come back to me. There was someone who warned me my dear friend needed my protection. He was blue like your left head, and he gave me these bizarre weapons. Blue like me? I usually fight with my fists, but didn't think to... Though there was a reason for the cartoon fists. Yes, 100%. Good. Didn't think twice to accept what they gave me. I suppose their magic's to blame. In any case, I hope the real Ulmia hasn't been dragged into all this. Can you tell us anything about the one you thought was your Ulmia? Where they may be hiding, perhaps? I would that I could, but when I got here, I was all by my lonesome. Here being where exactly? Yeah. Some, yeah, weird alternate Jeuno. Jeuno? I think this is Jeuno? There was never anything here like that here before. It's mostly empty, but there's a few people lingering about. What was the... this is gonna kill me. I'm looking this up. What was the name of those? It was like Dynamis or something? FFXI, Diabolos, alternate, zones, nightmare. What were those called? Dynamis. It was Dynamis. I'm pretty sure it was Dynamis. It's mostly empty, but there are a few people lingering about, if you know where to look. Maybe they can tell us something. Go with Prishy, see what you can learn of this place and the whereabouts of that shade. We'll remain here and keep watch on this rift. Let's have a look around. Oh, we should probably stop at the Tenshido as well. It's in the back of Neptune's Spire, across the way from the fountain. Alright, Elvan Adventurer. Oh, good. I was hoping to run into you two. You were? I don't wish to be overly forward, but why were you speaking with that Mamulja over there earlier? What was it doing here? They would never dare venture beyond the shores of Arajia, unless... My gods, has Galul Jaja laid siege to Otorgon? Is Jeuno next to fall? I don't know anything about sieges or invasions, but that Mamulja over there is a friend of mine. There ain't nothing for you to worry about. Where is she? You don't... Prishy. Don't be scared, you can come closer than like 30 feet away. This poor man's probably more confused than we are about all this. It sure seems like that. Orderly Shade? No. Oh, here. Discuss the shuttered windows. Yeah, this has got to be... This was like the auction house, right? Adventurers gather from all corners of the world to buy and sell their spoils here. The taxes are a pain, but it's worth it for the wide selection. Just between you and me, though, I've heard you can cut a good deal with merchants peddling their wares just outside of town. So... Again, this is something I'm guessing was outside of town, like where people would just put in like the trade chat, like, come to me, I'm by the tree, like I'm selling this sword. But why is it closed? The auction house never closes. Maybe they're waiting for things to return back to normal around here. Whenever they reopen, I suggest you stop by. Who knows? You may get lucky and find something way below market price. I was never good at playing the market. I will never find that sort of deal. Hume Adventurer. You're new to Jeuno, aren't you? I can tell by the way you were taking in the sights. The city was built upon Heaven's Bridge, connecting the two great continents of Quan and Mindarsha. You'll find there's an upper and lower level, a port, and the administrative plaza of Relude Gardens. At least, you would have before. All ways in and out of Lower Jeuno appear to be blocked or cut off. The situation here is worse than I thought. The music here is intensely pleasant. Entrance to the Tenshodo. And it has been throughout this raid. Like, again, these are not things that I would put on as bangers the way, like... This is a high bar, because this is my favorite track in 14 and one of my favorite tracks overall, but, like, in music. But, like, Return to Oblivion, for instance, the dungeon music was not. But it was really good anyway. You press against the door, it refuses to budge. Won't open. I guess we won't be meeting Aldo. He's the head of the Tenshodo. When the world's in danger, he's always there to lend me a hand. Aldo. I'm looking this up because this is all stuff I knew at one point. I just... Killing me, I don't remember this. Yeah, he was in Chains of Promathia, Rise of the Zillert. And he was in the Crystalline Prophecy missions. Was that the what turned into, like, the MSQ? Because I only played it at the very end. Reminds me of the Scions. Scions, eh? They sound like a competent lot. Unfortunately, we're on our own here. Discuss the barred door. What? Why is this blocked off? There's supposed to be stairs here leading up to the residential area. I swear, things get stranger here by the minute. Mithrin Adventurer, right. These were... Okay, you're the cat people. Oh well, I thought I knew all the Tarutaru who traveled through here of late. Where are you from, stranger? Ul'dah? Can't say I've heard of it. Most folks passing through hail from Sandioria, Bastok, or Windurst. Windurst was the Tarutaru, the forest town. Sandioria was what? I don't remember. Sandioria, was that another Elvon town? I don't remember. Bastok for life. Considering the present state of Jeuno, though, seems strange as becoming a common occurrence. I'd be lying if I'd said I'd heard of your homeland either, but that's not important right now. Times like this, we need to know who can be trusted. Whatever's happening here, these people are just as bewildered as we are. Let's go back and find Bakuljaja, see if he noticed anything. Returned at last, with answers, I hope. Not many. So we're truly in this Jeuno, as she says. But I've traveled all over Tural and never heard of a Jeuno or Sandioria or any of those other places. You pronounce it Sandoria or Sandioria? What in Altana's name is Tural? I thought all you Mamulja are from Aragia. Prisha, you're all right. And she has you to thank, I'm sure. You gonna get your name? Thanks for caring, I guess. And who are you? So you're not someone who's like a core NPC. I thought he was a friend of yours. He's the one who asked me to go and look for you. Maybe her memory is off or something? Seems unlikely. She remembers a lot. I appreciate the concern, but I've never seen him before in my life. Get wrecked. How can you say such a thing? I mean, you do look like the sword I might know, but I'm drawing a blank. What was the name again? My name is... He doesn't remember, does he? You must be the one they found wounded in the Skydeep Cenote. Well, we have to call you something. How about Al-Shal? Is that, like, unknown? Yeah, vagabond in the Mamulja tongue. Though it may be closer to adventurer in Kokushu's Eorzean. Nicely chosen, brother. It does have a rather nice ring to it. Al-Shal it is. So, where are we exactly? Jeuno, or at least a close approximation. Surely you remember this place, don't you? It does feel familiar. What's so special about this place anyway, and where did that damn shade get off to? None of this makes any sense. Good morning, Pigeon. My, what a vexing predicament. Is this Shantoto? No, there's no rhymes there. It's not Shantoto. Oh. Hey, that's the one that put me under a spell. I'm sure of it. So, the Bunewa sycophant yet lives. What are you doing here? Sorelja. This is another illusion, right? Sorelja is super dead. As you found me in a generous mood, I thought I might enlighten you as to the nature of this place. That's why you've come, isn't it? Is this really... Sorelja died. The young lady's correct. This is the Grand Duchy of Jeuno. So we really are in Jeuno, and yet something about it feels so off. Are there usually hordes of rocks floating in the sky in Jeuno, like a asteroid belt? Yeah, this is an illusion. I never said this was the real one. It's an imitation, a rather convincing one, I might add, which I created based on visions of another world. Yeah, these are both illusions. He was super dead, Sorelja. You built this? Is it not an illusion? That I did. While you and yours were holding the Dawn Servant's coronation, Sorelja and I ventured to the gate of the Golden City. Everything was proceeding as planned. The gate's key was in our possession, the power to reshape the world within our grasp, or so I thought. In the eyes of the resilient sun, I was but a useless tool to be cast aside. By all rights, I should have died when he struck me down, but once the chamber was empty, the gate still open, I saw my chance. I believe this. I believe this. I don't know if I believe it, but this is certainly very plausible. What I found when I dragged myself across the threshold was an emptiness, a space beyond time. It was there in this dark expanse I beheld another world. That world was called Vana'diel. Yeah, I've been there. Took the screenshots, got the loot. Not much loot. What a load of rubbish, as if anyone would believe you that, but everything and everyone here is little more than one of your toys. Who are the Hume Adventurer and the others? Just bricks of electrope? He turned to stone. As I said, everything you see here is of my creation. Much like we fashioned a Phantom of Galul Jaja for the feet of the Brotherhood. That explains why he was able to do this. Okay. Never mind. I do believe Sorelja then. Sorelja. God, this fur. It's your fur, buddy. I was able to use our ceremonial tools to breathe life into my visions of Vana'diel. So this was never real. I'm so sorry. Under normal circumstances, my conjurings only have strength enough for a brief clash. With that stone, however, my magics are capable of so much more. So is this not electrope then? Oh, it is electrope, yeah. It's because it's what the witch was using. What's her name? Thundering Thighs was using in the final fight. Wicked Thunder. Oh God, okay. Isn't that what Sorelja was used to build his army? Electrope, he called it. Electrope, you say? That's right, you died before you saw all the Alexandrian stuff. If you know its name, then I trust you also know these stones are possessed of immense power. Power enough for my creations to persist as long as I please. Do you just want to build an MMO to hang out in, or you want to build like an army to destroy the world? Fortunate then that this world between worlds was filled with structures made from electrope, more than I could ever hope for. Wait, if everything we see here, everything we believed was from Vana'diel, is of your making, then am I... It sure seems like it. Gods, that would mean I am as well, Alshal. You must, well, the trivial thread in the tapestry of my Duran designs. So he's not. So Prishy is somehow fundamentally different from Alshal. And what a wondrous weave it will be, made possible by the endless possibilities gleaned in that walk of echoes. That's why it said Jeuno the first walk. The memories buried there, those remnants of echoes, will shape my dreams into reality. I once believed that the dream lay in the resilient sun, but that bastard is dead to me. It's not just dead to you. But by my hand, Terra will have the greatest ruler the world has ever known. Okay, so you want to become... Okay. Alright. You're not even MSQ, buddy. I've made an admirable start, but my work is far from finished. Very soon I will draw upon the echoes once more to summon the greatest beings of Vana'diel. And their strength will be made one with this magnificent shade. I'll be honest, I'm a bit disappointed they're going this route. Like that this is what they did with Omega. The Omega raid was like, yes, I shall summon the characters that you remember from Final Fantasy V. And I'm just hoping they would find a way to integrate, because they do so well when they try to integrate it without this world, when they do like interpretations of it and not just like Easter egging, you know, filling it full of Easter eggs. I don't know. I'm disappointed, I'll be honest. I hate saying that because I always want to be positive, and I'm looking forward to just seeing the raids, but I've seen them. I deeply love the Final Fantasy IV Endwalker patch content. I loved it so much, the way it played on it and subverted it, and it was all part of the world of Final Fantasy XIV. Anyway. The reason and resolve which built the nation of Tuliholal matched with that uncompromising tyranny that commanded the Mamulja of that world. Yeah, so you saw the Mamulja of Vana'diel, and you're like trying to... and you're trying to like bring them in here, but the Mamulja didn't conquer the world. They were all just villains. I won't let you sully my memories of Vana'diel. We're not going to go with that route. I'm salty about that. If you won't listen to reason, maybe you'll listen to my fists. I'm pretty sure he's more powerful than that. But you know, we're in the spirit of Prishy. That's the spirit. My preparations will take time, of course. Give it another 2 patches, but when I am ready, you can be certain I will call upon you to bear witness to my greatness. Surreal Jaw, wait! He's gone. Damn it all! Just when I thought things couldn't become more complicated, making sense of Alexandria was trouble enough, but now we have this Vana'diel to deal with as well. I can only imagine how Prishy and Alshal must be feeling. I really think Alshal feels fundamentally different from Prishy, from the way that Sorelja reacted. What do you do when your very existence is called into question? That world was called Vana'diel. Alshal regards Prishy with a pained look in his eyes. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of my past to refute Sorelja's claims. Prishy, on the other hand, seems to know everything of her past and who she is. Maybe Alshal was like a player character, and so there's something more real about him. To be told the memories of your own life are not your own, I can only imagine how she must feel. Now's not the time to be disheartened. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they go that route. If Alshal really is like the player character who did some Chains of Promathia or something. At least not here anyway. I wouldn't trust anything made by Sorelja to be safe for long. Or to remain functional. He seemed competent. Let's return to Mamuk while we still can. My mother will want to know of what we've seen here. And Prishy can come too, right? She can exist in our world. In what I think is the real world, I think they're saying that this was, or that maybe that this existed at some point, that this was just a memory. Dude, okay. I'm just covered in fur right now. Ugh. There you are. I thought you should be the one to explain what happened out there in Yucktail. And the fact they call it Yucktail makes me think the city in 11 is probably called Sandoria. As opposed to Sandioria. Or Sandoria. Malalja. Not simply from another territory, but another world entirely? That explains much of the initial confusion between us. Al-Shal, my apologies for any trouble I may have caused, and thank you for taking me in. But he knew some stuff. Different worlds, and yet we seem to have so much in common. I can't help but wonder what it is that links the two together. What indeed? You mistook us for the Mamulja of your Vana'diel when we first met. What are they like? Nothing at all like you and yours, even if they do bear a striking resemblance. There was a time when all the peoples of Vana'diel, the Mamulja included, knew peace. But a tyrant possessed of a terrible power claimed rulership over the Mamulja and turned them against us. Before we realized it, we were at war. A tale similar to ours in a way. The rare few of us born with two heads grow to be immensely powerful. That power was used to justify our preeminence over all others. But that's not who we are anymore. We can be better than our forebears, and we will be better. All our hard work will be for nothing if Sorel-Ja succeeds in seizing the throne. Well, you'll not want for aid in stopping him, I promise you that. Oh, keen to lend a hand, are you? If he's who I think he is, aka just a generic player character, then yeah, he's in. I don't need to know who I am to know the right thing to do. My blade is yours as long as I get to roll on loot. On my honor as an adventurer of Vana'diel, we will put an end to Sorel-Ja's schemes. If she were here, I'm sure she'd have done the same. That's Ulmia. Right then. We can worry about whether I'm real another day. I'm not going to stand around here and let this Sorel-Ja piss all over the memories of my home. So you can count me in too. Don't think you can forget about us. This all started in Yucktail and we have a duty to keep our forest safe. Sorel-Ja has left us without a trail to follow, but it's only a matter of time before he reveals himself to challenge Kokushu once more. If you're ready, I think it prudent the two of you learn more about our world. An excellent idea, brother. We should start with Tulikyolal and see to our own preparations while we're there. If you would meet us at the dirigible landing, we will see Prishi and Al-Shal to Tulikyolal. Oh, Prishi's gonna tour the city? Or is she just gonna chill there in the meanwhile? Like until the next patch. Those balloon-powered airships are really something. I didn't expect the flight to be so smooth. So this is Tulikyolal. Hey, before I forget, I couldn't help but notice how much you seem to know about me. Anything else you remember? I'm afraid I don't. And as you don't recognize me either, perhaps we weren't acquaintances after all? What I know of you was likely overheard in a tavern somewhere, patrons sharing stories of your famed exploits. I see. Well, we'll leave it at that then. Yeah, I don't know if you trust him, or if you just... I don't know if I trust him. I think I trust him for now, at least. Now, where to begin? Tacos. Brother, would it not be wise to first apprise the Landsguard of what happened? Or would you prefer another stern lecture from the Vow of Reason? I'd sooner rip off our tail. Yeah, Kona, getting lectured by Kona's got to be rough. Or by Koljaja, at least. Could you keep him occupied while we see to the Landsguard? Take him to eat or something. It is taco time. Just so we're clear, we're not expecting to earn your forgiveness. No amount of good deeds will ever undo our past, but there's always time to build a better future. Couldn't have said it better myself. You did try to destroy the continent, and it's only by luck you didn't. But you're doing your best now. Like, that's as good as you can do right now. When you get there, tell her we sent you. She'll see you're taken care of. And Tilt's Tacos, huh? Let me guess. They serve tacos. Oh, were there tacos in 11? Could hardly wait. I ate tacos all the time back home. Suppose it wouldn't hurt to take a more scenic route. Maybe learn something along the way will help jog all Shal's memory. By the alpacas. Please tell me Prishy gets to interact with an alpaca. What in Altana's name is that? Do people actually ride those things? Only if they're lucky. Chocobos are the only beasts I've ever seen used for riding in Vana'diel. If they have any, I'd sure like to see them. Oh, nope. Nope. There. All Shal. Those creatures remind me of the Chocobos in Vana'diel. To say we adventurers found them indispensable would be no exaggeration. You didn't get actual mounts, right? They were just... Did you get... What were Chocobos in 11? I don't remember. I thought that... Were they just like flight path sort of things? Like fast travel? Or did players actually get Chocobos? I didn't think they did, but I broken record, but I don't remember. Discuss the Gornatruk Gleam Sands. My home is surrounded by ocean too, you know. Has the most beautiful views on a clear day. Not without the occasional monster, though. Nice being able to walk around like this without your guard up all the time. I cannot say why, but I've remembered something looking out at the sand dunes. There was a man on the docks who claimed he could teach me new battle arts. But he would only agree on the condition I retrieve for him a damselfly worm, an apron, and a magic skull. The job quests, I think, he's talking about, right? I don't suppose you've met anyone in your travels that made such queer requests. We have... Not the same degree. Not to the same degree. 14 doesn't quite have the whole, like, bring me exactly what he said, you know. A spoon, a horse's butt, and, like, 3 pieces of chocolate. Like, but... some of the quests are pretty weird, but I think they've shied away from that from that level of random collection. Discuss Bayside Bevy. I happened to spy a few goblins on the way to market. I remember them living in the major cities of Vana'diel as well. Of course, there was no shortage of the unscrupulous sort living in the wilds as well. They would gather in droves and give chase to adventurers, forcing anyone and anyone and everyone to retreat back to the safety of town. And Prishy. So these are the markets of Tuliolol. So many stands I wouldn't know where to begin. It's enough to make my head spin. Some fruit would sure hit the spot right now. No, Prishy, remember, you're about to eat tacos. Is this like don't fill up on fruit? Or is it that like fruit doesn't go well with tacos? Railroad employee, what quest is this? Disciple of the Land or Hand. When would I get... Oh, anyway. Here we are. Taco time. This is the place, right? I could smell the savory meats already. And you must be Antil. Oh, there she is. Auntie. Akul Jaja recommended we sample your tacos, so we'll have 3 of your finest, please. There's so much fur. I am struggling right now. I'm not allergic or anything, but this is a lot. Damn it. This game is going to make me eat tacos again tomorrow for like the millionth time. Tacos at long last. How I've waited for this moment. It's like that sometimes. I thought nothing could match the rich flavor of our tacos back home, but the spicy seasoning of this meat is something else. Yeah, this meal's on Bakul Jaja. Don't hold back. Go wild. Get the champagne with it. Get everything you want. Prishy has taken the lead, but we won't be outdone, surely. No, couldn't eat another bite. Thanks for treating us. Don't thank me. It was almost like a taste of home. Havnasia. Seeing as we still have some extra time to ourselves, care to hear more about Vana'diel? Yeah, sure. "20 years ago, the land was gripped by a terrible conflict. A crystal war, they called it. And it wasn't long before my home, Tavnasia, was drawn into the struggle. During their assault on the peninsula, the Beastmen launched a weapon so powerful, it sundered the land connecting us to the mainland." Sundered the what? The land connecting us to the mainland, gotcha. "Those who survived fled to the Tavnasian safehold. It wasn't much, but we were able to piece together a modest living down in those caves. Was that where we met Lion and the whole like pirate section?" I feel like no. I feel like that probably came later. I don't remember. Sorry, I'm spoiling the mood, aren't I? No, you're good. You're an adventurer too, aren't you? Have any tales of daring you can share with us? Yeah. Got plenty. Do I bring up the Dark Knight quest, or do I bring up like the Manderville quest? What kind of impression do I give her of Eorzea? Have you heard about the award-winning expansion Heavensward? Traveling to other worlds and saving this one from the very embodiment of despair. Oh, we're just going spoiling the whole MSQ. Wait, really? You're not just an adventurer, but you're a goddamn living legend. You're not wrong. A hero and living legend. Was that you? I feel like that's you. That's probably Alshal is like his own, where he's like the main character, but we'll see. Sorry for the wait. No, the tacos you bought us were great. There was much to apprise the Landsguard of, as you well know. That Sorelja was behind the stolen relics, and sightings of Galul Jaja was understandably difficult for them to hear. Yeah, the Landsguard thing just, their prior leadership just keeps going down. And yet there were others enticed by the rumors of a strange portal in the woods. I've heard some foolhardy treasure seekers have even gone off looking for it. Interesting. I wonder if, I mean, they could just repopulate it. Just basically recruit a bunch of new players to play Sorelja's version of 11 and overpower him. A dangerous thought, knowing Sorelja could show up at any time with more of those echoes. Which is why I'm going back to Jeuno to make sure our people stay out of there. If you're going, then so are we. It beats sitting around waiting. God, those tacos were bloody brilliant! Nothing better than good food and good company to pass the time. Bakul Jaja is ready to return to Jeuno. Would that we had the time to show you more of Tulikyola, but we can't afford to have anyone wandering about in Jeuno. Let's make haste to Yaktel. I can only speak for myself, but the idea of running headlong through a mysterious rift to gods know where in search of treasure seems absurd. Tural has no shortage of legends like the City of Gold to inspire would-be treasure seekers. No risk is too great if they believe their dreams can be realized. Players will do anything for loot. Efforts better spent on a more honest living, I'd say. God, you have changed. Walking the noble path like you, brother? In any case, whoever we find in there, we have to get them out quickly. Chabral Thief. Yeah, did you find any treasure? When I jumped through the rift, I was expecting a dungeon, or maybe a labyrinth, not whatever all this is. I mean, Final Fantasy XI was very much one of those games you just kind of lived in. If it was like, I didn't see it in its heyday, but if it was like EverQuest, it was a place you kind of, again, a place you lived in for better and worse. It's dangerous and I need to leave? Don't make me laugh. Not long ago, I heard someone crowing in the streets about some rare stone they found. Something like that could be worth a fortune. I'm not going anywhere if there's riches just lying around for the taking. I mean, maybe you'll find some electrope, but... They got a Hetzero Explorer here. Never seen a city like this before in Tural. Dangerous, you say? Maybe I should hold off on surveying further then. What a shame. Happened upon a rather curious stone I hoped to take with me, but it was stolen by some Tonawautan brute. Without knowing the value of that stone, I can't say it's worth giving chase, but he ran off to the south. Alright, good luck, friend. You came looking for some fancy trinkets too. Well, feast your eyes on this. You got your block of electrope. It's a nice block. I mean, was that the corpse we saw before? We spoke with anyone who would listen, though a few were too stubborn to heed our warnings. A block of raw electrope, but how? I take it you're the one that found this? I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave with that stone. It's too dangerous. You expect me to just hand it over? Ha! This isn't Tuliolol. You have no authority here. I found it and I'm keeping it. Alright. I give you probably 10, maybe until the end of the quest before you die. This is for your own good. Put the stone down and walk away, or else. Careful, brother. Lay a hand on him, and the vow of resolve will never let us hear the end of it. Ah, we're already in her debt as it is. Fine, you've come here to make your... Excuse me. Come here to make your fortune, yes? Then let me pay you for it. Oh. That would certainly save me the trouble of finding a suitable buyer, but don't expect me to let it go for cheap. Shatona Collector. We couldn't help but hear that you're selling an artifact found in these ruins. Whatever this gentleman's willing to pay, I can assure you it can pay more. Wait, just what we needed. What are you supposed to do now? Explaining the circumstances surrounding this place would likely take more time than we can afford. Are you gonna save the day, Alshal? You gonna reopen the auction house? Of course. Why not hold an auction for the stone? Isn't our goal to not let other people buy it? It would save you the trouble of bargaining with all interested parties separately, and incentivizes them to pay you handsomely lest they be outbid. I mean, yeah, that is why they introduced auction houses. Fine by me, I'll only be accepting payment to Gil. The money will be taking me overseas where I can finally live the life I've always wanted. Huh. Oh, we're gonna have to participate in this auction, aren't we? This is going on for... I'm approaching the 2-hour mark. I didn't expect there to be this much. I'm glad there is, though. If I may have your opening bids. Can you handle the bidding? We don't have much experience with auctions. I suck with this. We do have coin you can use, around 1 million gil saved up from our work with the Landsguard. Hopefully that's enough. You may first speak to receive hints about their potential bids. Okay. Little mini game here. I'll take it. Let's start with the bidders. Collector. Foreign merchants relieve me of my stock of few moons past, and it's a good thing they did. 1,500,000 gil, and I was forced to spend a half of it on in preparation for this expedition. All right, so let me write this down. All right, the Shaitona has 750,000 to spend. Tonawoughton. All he needs is 1 bid to win that stone. So, wait, say that again? Alright, so Tonawoughton wants to have 1 big splashy win, but has no appetite for bargaining. Shaw, you're not going to try to bid, are you? Better be conservative. While it's imperative we recover the Electrope, it wouldn't do to show your hand too early. Better to be conservative with your bid, staying just ahead of the competition. Alright, we'll stay a little. We'll try to beat it by 1 or something. Frishy. Damn, wish I had money to join in. Seems like fun. It doesn't to me. I know people really like the auction stuff, but I traditionally do not. Yeah, hope you don't want us to spend all 1 million gil. Maybe we'll get bonus experience or rewards or something if we don't spend all of it. So what's your offer? Place your bid? Yeah. How much will you start with? Oh, it's up to me to start? Shoot. We want to start small. We'll start with 100,000 gil. Or is that too little? Let's do 500,000 gil to start. Well, no, let's do 100,000 gil to start, because we want to start conservative. Is that all? And I'll start with 400,000 gil. Good. 400,000? I was hoping to keep at least half my savings, but if we have to bid more... You're not keeping half your savings. I mean, 500,000 gil, let's do. A bold move, but I'm willing to bet that's all you have. 560,000 gil. But that's our only bet, so we took care of her. Half my savings is gone. Surely they're close to conceding, right? No. How much will you bid? I mean, why not just bid 600,000 gil? Because I know that the other guy will spend... Yeah, because this is enough to knock her out. How is it 600,000? How's anyone meant to compete? Out of the running, good. I'll bid 700,000, and 800 should do it. Because you won't go above that. Only 1 left, but I don't think he'll give up without a fight. Yeah, 800 is enough. Because if I bid 710, he'll just top that. I could have gone lower. I could have probably done 710, and then he would have done 750, and I could have gone 760, but I don't know. 200,000 gil to spare. Not bad, Kukushu. All right, there you go, thief. Well done, friend. Now let's have a look at that Electrope. Could you have done better? Would you get better rewards, or is it just as long as you don't spend 1 million, you're good? I think if I spent 1 million, she would have, the Tonawoughton collector, if I just said 1 million up front, the Tonawoughton collector might have said like 1,000,001 or something. This presence, it feels familiar. The Shadow Lord. There's no mistaking that bitter and deep malice. This stone must have served as the heart of the Shadow Lord's echo. He was a being of pure hatred, responsible for bringing about the Crystal War. I was part of the company that eventually would bring his reign of terror to an end. Yeah, you were like a player. You helped defeat the Shadow Lord. Al-Shal must have been there with her, but I don't remember ever hearing about that. In any case, I'll hold on to the electrope. We should hurry back and speak with the Landsguard. Hume Adventurer, excuse me, but were you speaking of the Shadow Lord just now? Was this guy with it too? If there's more you wish to know, perhaps I can be of help. I've heard a great many tales of the fiend from the bards who frequent the taverns here in Jeuno. I've been waiting over yonder near the fountain for my companions to arrive, but you're welcome to speak with me until they do. A most welcome offer, though there's much to be said for a first-hand encounter with the echo in question. Perhaps we can revisit these tales another time, after we've made certain no more treasure hunters can readily gain entry. Let's return to Tuliolal and speak with the Landsguard. Kukushu, come and meet us at Bright Plume Post. Hume Adventurer. There you are. If you have any burning questions about this place or anything else in Vana'diel, I should be happy to answer them. Yeah, so you're clearing up some of the raid stuff. Who are you? Me? I'm no adventurer of any particular renown. That's what you're wondering. Just a man from Bastock looking to see more of the world. What I lack in fame, I make up for with the strength of numbers. I've no shortage of friends willing to accompany me in pursuit of riches should I reach out via Link Pearl. That is where the strength of 11 comes from. The friends you make along the way and the company you meet, the people you spend time with. The armor I wear is proof of our accomplishments, salvaged from the depths of the Alzadal undersea ruins. It's got to be some dungeon or raid or some endgame content then. That said, I treasure my time with them more than any trinket or bauble. Alright. Are you going to start offering me like a free trial for Final Fantasy XI? Tell me about Fafnir. That music. The great dragon that slumbers in the depths of the Boyada tree. Yeah, I know of it, as does anyone who dares venture into Zita. Stories of a great hero who did battle with a dragon, their harrowing encounter, concluding with a strike at its heart with the fabled blade Vana'diel. If only they hadn't missed their mark. The blade is said to remain nestled in the beast's bosom even to this day. To survive such a blow and live for all these years bespeaks a strength I struggle to imagine. I do get why they're doing this afterwards, especially because it was meant to be kind of... this Vana'diel was meant to be jerry-rigged. And yet, the tales of its might have not deterred the brave and foolhardy from venturing into the tree. Hopeful they can slay Fafnir and claim its spoils. Few have reached the dragon's area and lived to tell of it. This is pretty great. I am enjoying this. I am. Archangels. I've heard stories of the 5 warriors clad in black. If the fates are kind, I will never have the poor fortune to cross paths with them. They were not born, but forged from crystal, assuming the legends are true. The dawn goddess, Altana, wept 5 tears that gave birth to the 5 races. Hume, Elvon, Tarutaru, Mithra, and Galka. The archangels are said to be the embodiment of their sins. I forgot about that. Apathy, arrogance, cowardice, envy, rage, the darkness that lurks within it. It's coming back to me. It is coming back to me. No one is certain, right, because like the Galka had rage, like the Tarutaru had arrogance. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it was tied to their race's characteristics. No one is certain why they were created. The prevailing theory is they served as guardians of some ancient paradise. I remember they were a tough fight for me with my trusts, like a really tough fight. And the Shadow Lord. I remember he started feeling generic and he ended up not being generic, like he had a pretty good backstory from what I remember. The great darkness in the Northlands, hatred made manifest. Now there's not a soul in all of Vana'diel who doesn't know of the Shadow Lord. His sole desire was to bring about the extinction of Altana's children, and so he rallied together the Beastmen, inciting what came to be known as the Crystal War. The Beastmen's assault was merciless, and it was not long before Bastok, Sandoria, and Windurst were brought to their knees. It was only after Archduke Comlenout convinced them to join forces with the Grand Duchy of Jeuno that they gained the momentum needed to push back. United as the Alliance of Altana, they would eventually drive the Beastmen back from their lands, and soon found themselves going on the offensive in Zarkabard, I think I would pronounce it. The Alliance proved victorious in the end, but not without a great many sacrifices. Peace has been restored to Vana'diel, for a time at least. The Shadow Lord was somehow resurrected 20 years later, but thankfully he was slain before the Beastmen could be emboldened to take arms a second time. There's much speculation as to his origins. Most believe he was a Galka, if you can believe it. This is where the whole, I thought he was like this legendary Dark Knight. Yeah. He was betrayed by one of his companions, mortally wounded and left to die. A dear friend of his was also said to have been cut down in the altercation. He succumbed to his wounds, but his rage and despair would remain, giving life to the Shadow Lord. If what you say is true, and he has returned once more, perhaps the flames of his hatred can never truly be extinguished. Once again, we're left with nothing but time on our hands until Serelja shows himself. I suppose there's no shortage of work to be done if we ask the Landsguard. Yeah, you could just do some adventuring here. You would be maybe better served exploring Tyrol, familiarizing yourself with the land. It wouldn't do to find yourself lost when you're needed most. Oh, she's pumped. An honest-to-God's adventure! What a great idea! You're coming with me, Alshal, and don't you dare say you're not interested. Any self-respecting adventurer would jump at a chance like this. I'll not deny the suggestion piques my interest. We warn you now, though, the wilds of Tyrol are rife with danger. It's no place for the unprepared. I welcome the challenge. Ha ha ha! Yeah, Prishy gets to try Final Fantasy XIV. I can hardly count the number of times Vana'diel's been visited by some world-ending calamity, but no matter how dire things may have seemed, we always found a way through, together. Through the power of friendship and her fists. This'll be no different, I'm sure of it. There's nothing we can't do so long as we have each other. Ooh, each other who? Alshal? A band of adventurers barely met, united in the face of great peril. Just like old times. That's true. The whole power of friendship doesn't mean long-term friends. It could be friends you just pick up in the pickup group. Are adventurers always so sentimental? They are when the game is long past its heyday. Then they get very sentimental. Is that so terrible a thing? I don't think it is. As long as you keep it in perspective and don't get angry at modern day games for not doing things the way they used to be. I guess it depends. As long as you're trying to be a little bit objective or keep a cool head, or keeping a rein on how much that nostalgia impacts your desire for the development of future games. Because I know some people are like, EverQuest is great, just make every other game like EverQuest. Destroy Dungeon Finder, that was the worst. Like, there's a lot. I think that it's very easy to go too far. Not too far. It's a matter of taste to some extent. But I think there's a lot of things you could acknowledge. It's probably that, X, Y, or Z is probably not good or popular design, but I prefer it. Ah, here he is. The moment we learn anything about Serelja's movements, I've asked him to contact you. See you in 4.3. 7.3, 4.3. That was Stormblood, wasn't it? Quest complete. I'm going to do that raid as soon as the next week rolls over, even probably beforehand. Oh, meanwhile, in the Echoes of Tulia. What are they going to do? What's the big thing they're going to do here? Could be Pandemonium. Warden could be... I mean, they've already done Absolute Virtue, who's the real big, like, legendary Final Fantasy XI big bad. I wouldn't mind them doing their own thing. We will slaughter them all. Is that not so, Zarelja? Soon, my Dawn servant, very soon. There shall be none to stop you from taking your rightful place on the throne. You want that rightful place on the throne. It really is just, this is actually the old Galul Jaja. Like, a much more ambitious version manipulated by Zarelja, but still. How fortunate for me he lacks the wisdom of a true Dawn servant. But if he will be made fit to rule, I must choose from the echoes carefully. The Shadow Lord showed promise, but Vana'diel is a land of rich history. I needn't settle for those who are but a blink of an eye in the annals of history. I mean, Cloud of Darkness was one, but that was like the final boss, but I don't think they're going to go with that. And again, we've seen Absolute Virtue, but I never did that raid, but... With the strength of ancients I will bring Taral, know the whole world to its knees. My complaint still stands. Like, I don't feel differently about that. I wish they had done 11 stuff differently. But to the extent that, but I think now that they're doing it this way, against, I'm ashamed they didn't even ask me. How rude of them. But when they were designing it, but that's how it is. What it is. And for what it is, I am still looking forward to seeing how they bring, just like I did with the Omega raids. I enjoyed seeing, seeing their version of a lot of those old, 5 and 6 bosses, characters in Kefka and whatnot. And I'll enjoy seeing this too when it comes out. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you stuck with me this long, and I'll see you in the next one. The next one for me is actually going to be just 7.2 when that comes out. So there'll be a bit of a break on this channel. But if you're interested in seeing continued playthroughs, I'm about to start 2 new games on my other channel. About to start Mass Effect 3 and Dredge, both of which will be totally unspoiled. So anyway, see you then. Bye-bye.